You're a 37-year-old salaryman in Tokyo. No girlfriend, no real hobbies, just work, convenience store dinners, and the quiet acceptance that this is probably it. Then one day you're walking down the street, your coworker's in trouble, and you do something actually heroic for once. You jump in front of a knife. And just like that, lights out. Career over, life over. But here's the twist. You're not done. You wake up. Except wake up is doing a lot of heavy lifting here, because you don't open your eyes. You don't have eyes. You don't hear anything either, because ears? Gone. Arms, legs, mouth, nose, all of it, gone. You're a slime. A small, round, translucent blue blob sitting on the floor of a pitch-black cave. Congratulations. The universe gave you a second chance at life, and it chose the absolute bottom of the food chain. It's like reincarnation roulette, and you landed on literal pudding. So what do? Well, you can't see, can't hear, can't talk. You can bounce, and that's about it. So you bounce around this cave like the world's saddest screensaver, bumping into walls and rocks for what feels like forever. The cave isn't empty, by the way. There are giant bats, evil centipedes, armored dinosaur things, and black spiders in here with you. You just can't see any of them, and somehow none of them bother eating you. Being a slime so pathetic that even cave monsters feel sorry for you, that's a new kind of low. You stumble across some grass and, having nothing else to do, you eat it. Why not? It's not like you've got Netflix down here. You eat more grass, then some rocks, then more grass. This is your life now. 90 days of blindly eating cave grass in total silence. If this were a video game, this would be the tutorial nobody asked for. Oh, and that grass you've been mindlessly munching on? Turns out it's hippocute herbs, rare medicinal plants worth a fortune on the surface. You've been casually devouring premium ingredients like their gas station chips. Your body's been quietly absorbing them the whole time, which is great, but nobody bothered to tell you because, right, you can't hear anything. Then something finally happens. A voice pops up inside your head. Not the existential crisis kind, an actual AI assistant called Great Sage. Think of it like Siri, but actually useful. It starts explaining your situation. You've got this skill called Predator, which lets you eat things and absorb their abilities. That's basically your entire survival strategy. Eat everything, steal its powers. You're like a Kirby cosplaying as a pudding cup. So you're bouncing around the cave with your new internal GPS when you bump into something massive, enormous, world-ending. It's Veldora, a storm dragon who's been sealed in this cave for 300 years, wrapped in an unbreakable magical prison. Any normal slime would bounce away screaming if they could scream. But you sit down and chat, or rather, he chats and you wobble agreeably. Somehow, you two hit it off. He teaches you magic perception so you can finally see. And in return, you promise to break his seal by absorbing the entire prison into your body. You exchange names, and congratulations, you're now Rimuru Tempest. And the scariest dragon alive is technically your best friend. This is either the greatest partnership in isekai history, or the worst idea you've ever had. You swallow Veldora, dragon, prison, and all, and head for the cave exit. Along the way, you eat a few cave bats and suddenly gain the ability to produce sound waves, which means you can finally talk. 90 days of silence, 3 months of existential dread. And your first words are probably something like, "What the heck is going on?" Fair. Outside the cave, things don't exactly calm down. You find a goblin village on the brink of being wiped out by a pack of direwolves. The goblins are desperate, so you do what any reasonable slime would do. You fight the alpha wolf. And win. Now the goblins worship you, the wolves serve you, and you've somehow become the leader of both. You didn't even want a job back in Tokyo, and now you're running an interspecies startup. You start naming your followers, which triggers their evolution into stronger, scarier forms. The goblins bulk up, the wolves get bigger, and suddenly your little refugee camp looks like a proper army. Handy skill. One small problem. Naming monsters drains your magical energy like a bad phone plan, and you pass out for 3 straight days. Leadership tax, baby? Things escalate fast. You travel to the dwarven kingdom of Dworgen looking for craftsmen and supplies, befriend a blacksmith named Kaijin, accidentally insult a government minister, and get banished. Classic networking event. Kaijin and his crew follow you back, And now your village has proper builders. Then one evening you meet an otherworlder named Shizu, a human woman who was summoned to this world decades ago and has been carrying a fire spirit called Ifrit inside her body ever since. When Ifrit takes over and goes berserk, you fight and absorb the spirit. But Shizue's body is breaking down. She's old, she's tired, and she asks you to take her in. You absorb her too. And with her form, you finally gain a human appearance, silver blue hair, golden eyes, and an androgynous face that makes everyone do a double take. You went from bouncy pudding to anime protagonist in one meal. She also leaves you a mission. Take care of her students and confront the demon lord who summoned her. No pressure. You build a village, then a town, then a full-blown nation. Refugees, allies, traders, diplomats, everyone shows up at your doorstep, and you're the one managing it all. You went from convenience store bento salaryman to founding a civilization in a few months, and nobody seems to find this weird except you. Along the way, you meet 6 ogres who initially try to murder you standard Tuesday, but after clearing up a misunderstanding, they join your crew. You name them too, and they evolve into powerful Kijin warriors. Your federation keeps growing, and you're sitting there going, I just wanted a quiet second life. Quiet? Forget quiet. An army of 200,000 orcs led by an orc disaster shows up at your borders, hungry, literally hungry, because this thing's unique skill is starved and it's been eating everything in its path, including its own soldiers. Your peaceful negotiations? Out the window. You have to rally your entire coalition: goblins, wolves, ogres, lizardmen, and a dryad who apparently trusts you enough to ask for a favor and fight. The orc disaster absorbs its own commander mid-battle to power up, because of course it does. You go in with Predator and swallow the whole nightmare. Cool. You just ate something that ate 200,000 orcs. Your stomach must look like a warehouse at this point. But the political fallout? Months of diplomacy, treaties, and everyone looking at you like you're supposed to have all the answers. You're a slime. You don't even have a spine. Literally. Then Demon Lord Milim shows up, one of the oldest and most powerful beings in existence, capable of flattening your entire nation with a single punch, and she just flies in uninvited to hang out. She's bored and looking for entertainment, and your little monster town caught her eye. Your strategy for dealing with a being that could erase you from existence? You give her honey. Honey. And it works. She becomes your best friend. She starts calling you bestie, and basically moves in. Honestly, this might be the most unbelievable thing that's happened to you, and you once swallowed a dragon. You keep building. A hot spring resort, trade routes, diplomatic alliances. Things are going well. Too well. Because that's when the Kingdom of Falmouth and the Western Holy Church decide they don't like monsters having nice things. They set up a magical barrier called the Prison Field over your entire city, cutting off your people's power. Their soldiers march in 20,000 of them, and while you're away, the people you love start dying. Shion, your loyal secretary, the one who'd fight an army barehanded for you, she's killed. About 100 of your citizens are slaughtered in the ambush. You weren't there to stop it. This is the part where being a Rimuru slime really, truly sucks. Not the cave, not the blindness, not the political headaches. This. You come home, and the people who trusted you are dead. You could have saved them if you'd been faster. The guilt doesn't just sting, it devours you from the inside. Which is ironic for a creature whose whole deal is devouring things. Great Sage tells you there's one option to bring them back. Become a true demon lord. The cost? You need 10,000 souls. The Falmouth army conveniently provides 20,000. So you do it. You walk onto the battlefield alone and launch Megiddo, a light refraction spell that bypasses all magical defenses. Beams of concentrated sunlight rain down like the world's most devastating laser show. Wave after wave, nearly 6,000 soldiers drop before you even get close. Then you activate Merciless and harvest the rest. All 20,000? Gone. No mercy, no hesitation. The salaryman who was too shy to ask a girl out is now standing in a field of 20,000 corpses wondering what happened to his quiet second life. The Harvest Festival begins, and you evolve into a true demon lord. Great Sage upgrades into Raphael. Predator becomes Beelzebuth. You revive Shion and your fallen friends. Worth it? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean it didn't cost you something you can't measure. But here's the thing, nobody tells you about being a demon lord. The paperwork gets worse. Way worse. Now every other demon lord either wants to test you, ally with you, or destroy you. Some want all three at once. The human kingdoms are terrified. Your allies need constant management. You're in war councils, diplomatic meetings, and throne rooms, when all you really want is to soak in your hot spring and eat tempura. You have god-tier powers and the stress levels of a middle manager during tax season. You traded a dead-end salaryman life for a dead-end demon lord life. Except now the deadlines involve actual dead people. And the final kicker? After everything, the cave, the blindness, the wars, the genocide, the political nightmares, becoming one of the most powerful beings in existence, you still can't taste food properly. You're a slime. You can mimic a human body all you want, but you still process everything through absorption. You built an entire civilization, befriended a dragon, became a demon lord, and you'll never genuinely enjoy a single bowl of ramen again. Honestly, the universe really committed to the bit on this one. You asked for a do-over and it said, sure, but no taste buds. Refund policy? Non-existent.